Very good afternoon to all the participants. First of all, I would like to apologize for the technical glitch. That's why we delayed for some time. So today we are here to join the national webinar on fitness and healthy lifestyle. I, Dr. Vishakha Kulkarni, on behalf of MNR Educational Trust and MNR College of Pharmacy, welcomes you all for the national webinar on fitness and healthy lifestyle. The talk will be delivered by an eminent speaker and recognized dietitian, Gitanjali Dhoguru, Chief Dietitian, HOD at PRK Hospital, Nagar, Hyderabad. A very warm welcome, ma'am. Before proceeding towards the webinar, I would like to introduce our institution in brief to the speaker. MNR College of Pharmacy is one among the 73 top-grade institutions of MNR Educational Trust, which is founded by Sri M.N. Raju sir, with the noble aim to shape the students into proud citizens of India, where Sri Ravi Verma Manthina, the dynamic vice chairman, adds a perfect blend of modern approaches to achieve this goal. MNR College of Pharmacy, under the aegis of MNR Educational Trust, started in the year 2004. The MNR Educational Pharmacy, Pharm College of Pharmacy, is running under the dynamic leadership of Professor V. Alagarsamy, who is an academician, researcher, very well-known author, and having a 23 years of research experience. Here, with this brief introduction, I would like to welcome Dr. Dietitian Gitanjali ma'am, and I would like to request Professor Dr. B. Alagarsamy sir to start the session and to welcome the ma'am. Please, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Vishakha. So, on behalf of the management, Chairman Sri M.N. Raju garu and our Vice Chairman Sri Ravi Verma garu and all faculty members and students of MNR College of Pharmacy, I welcome all the delegates from all over the country who have joined. And first of all, excuses for the delay starting due to some technical issues. And this is the first time it has happened during last 2 years. We never delayed or we never wasted the participants' time. So kindly apologize for the delay. And it is the need of our topic. That's why we have chosen this topic and we have contacted the dietitian Geeta Rani. So Madam immediately accepted our invitation and came forward to deliver this webinar. Hope this topic is one of the useful topic for their life. So let us listen from the dietitian and to lead the fitness and the healthy lifestyle in our life. So with these few words, I welcome one and all to this webinar. And I request Dr. Ravi Teja to introduce the today's speaker to the gathering. Dr. Ravi Teja, your voice is not audible.
Am I audible now?
You are not audible, sir.
Sir, you are audible, sir. Ravi Teja. You are audible, sir.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of MNR College of Pharmacy, I heartfully welcome Dietitian Geeta Rani Toguru, who is a renowned dietitian and serving as the clinical dietitian in the prestigious PRK Hospital, Nagar, Hyderabad. We are certainly grateful to Madam for courteously and gladly accepting our invitation as a resource person on this occasion today. Dietitian Geeta Rani Toguru, compassionate clinical dietitian with 10 years of progressive experience offering inpatient and outpatient counseling services, creative and effective menu plans, accurate patient nutritional assessments, as well as a support and encouragement to acute and chronic ill patients for food intake. Expertise in critical care nutrition through oral, enteral, parenteral. And medical nutrition therapy includes diabetes mellitus, hypertension, thyroid, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, cardiac problems, liver diseases, and especially weight management, pregnancy, and lactation. Ability to be an effective manager and leader while working as a part of team, collaborating with all disciplines to develop the best plan of care for every patient. Highly effective food and beverages director, operations related to patient care, staff training, and National Accreditation Board for Hospital Documentation. Ability to be the convener for conducting the seminar sessions, meetings, and documenting minutes of meeting. And also a speaker and educator with a passion for teaching healthy nutritional habits. And Madam completed bachelor's in clinical nutrition and dietetics at Wesley College for Women from Osmania University in 2013, and completed her master's in food and nutritional sciences from Acharya Nagarjuna University in 2016. Started her professional career immediately after a bachelor's with Apollo Hospitals as a junior dietitian, and moved on by guiding thousands of patients with different reputed hospitals like Kaminini Hospitals, Titan Hospitals, Tambay Hospitals, Olive Hospitals, and currently working as a chief dietitian, head of the department, dietetics and food and beverages at PRK Hospitals, Chandanagar, Hyderabad, and also as a visiting faculty in the Department of Nutrition at Apollo College of Nursing, Chittoor, Andhra Pradesh, and also owns an online diet clinic named Pocket Diet, where she has guided more than 30,000 plus patients with 100% patient satisfaction and recovery. During the pandemic crisis, Madam provided a lot of services as a clinical dietitian. She has participated in many national and international seminars, conferences as a resource person, and enlightened the audience about nutrition. With this introduction, I heartfully invite dietitian DIETARY Toguru for the national webinar on fitness and healthy lifestyle. Welcome you, ma'am.
You are muted, ma'am. Please unmute yourself.
Am I clear, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah, fine. Good afternoon, Dr. Raviteja. Thank you so much for your wonderful introduction. So, as we know about the fitness and healthy lifestyle, today's topic. So, fitness is the basic thing and the most important thing which we need to follow. Initially, we'll go to the objectives of this session. Is anyone sharing slides?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. So objectives of this program is why we need to be fit. These are the things we are going to discuss in this session. And what all we need to follow: balanced diet, nutritious food, immune boosters, BMI and ideal body weight calculations, and some few diet tips. Just give me a second. Am I audible?
Yes, madam, you are audible.
Yeah, am I visible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, am I visible?
Yes, madam, you are visible.
Yeah, thank you. So in this slide, we are going to discuss about these things as I have discussed before. Why we need to be? Obviously, we need to be fit to be healthy, to maintain good lifestyle, to keep yourself happy, and to make your family also happy. So whenever you're yourself being physically active and yourself being physically active and happy, ultimately your family also will be happy. So we know we have to be happy, we have to be fit to fulfill the things which we have discussed in the previous slide. So what all we need to follow to be healthy? The first and foremost thing is oral hygiene, and next thing is physical activity, stress-free mind, and a balanced diet. So we are going to discuss about these topics in detail in this session. So initially, we'll start with the oral hygiene. Oral hygiene is a connection to overall mouth. So whatever the food we are eating, we are taking through mouth only. So the absorption and digestion will start from the mouth itself. So we have to maintain oral hygiene because it is a connection to overall health. Taking care of mouth, gums, teeth, and everything is a worthy goal. Good oral hygiene will help you to take good breath as well. Good oral hygiene will keep you stronger. Next one. Next, it comes to physical activity. So usually, being Indians, will be shy away from physical activity. So we'll think that if we are walking on the road, someone will see us. If we are walking on the balcony, also someone will see that. If we are doing some exercises, also somebody will see that. The shy feeling will be there in our Indians. That is the most complicated thing. We should not be shy for the physical activity. As per the recent survey, Indians shy away from physical activity. 54% of Indians are physically inactive and less than 10% engage with recreational physical activity. So when we doesn't have any physical activity, we maybe land up with such kind of diseases called obesity, diabetes, thyroid disorders, hypertension, and cardiovascular diseases. So in our India, so as per the recent survey, 13.5 crores obesity people are there. 7.2 crores of diabetes people are there, 4.2 crores of thyroid disorders is there, thyroid disease patients are there, and 8 crores of hypertension patients are there, 5.5 crores of CVD, cardiovascular diseases patients are there. So due to lack of physical activity, we may land up with such kind of problem. There's no need of doing physical activity for 1 hour or half an hour or 2 hours like that. Initially, we can start our physical activity with 10 minutes and slowly, week by week, we can add 5 more minutes. By the end of the month, we could able to do 30 to 40 minutes of physical activity. Either it could be walking, it could be a jogging, it could be some gym. Everything we have to start initially with 10 to 15 minutes. So these will be the advantages when we do the physical activity. So it boosts our memory, prevents our illness, it will be useful for the weight loss, improves strength, reduces the risk of the heart disease, reduces stress levels, reduces anxiety and depression. This is the most foremost thing nowadays. The students or lecturers, whoever may be the human, all the people are mostly 50% of the population are landed up with anxiety and depressions because of stress levels. If we need to overcome with the stress levels, physical activities must. And also it helps to quit smoking, increases longer life as well. Stress is the most commonest thing nowadays in all, from pediatric to geriatrics. Everyone will be having stress. Whoever is working in the healthcare, they'll be having more stress. Whoever is working in IT companies, they'll be having stress. Homemakers is having stress. Everyone from pediatrics to geriatrics, like from childhood to the end of the age, everyone will be having the stress. So here are the few tips we need to follow to reduce your stress. So by eating right food on right time, by keeping your body fit, by keeping your mind cool, these are the 3 foremost things which we need to follow compulsory. So here is one quote written by one of the senior dietitians. If you are eating the right food and keeping fit, your body will be strong to cope with stress and also fights illness. When the stress levels is being increased is been decreased in your body will also have the immunity to fight illness. And the 4 things I want to mention over here. So we need to have food on time, and we need to have sleep on time, and the proper physical activity and proper stress-free mind. These are the 4 keys to be healthy. These are the common problems related to stress. One is diabetes mellitus. Nowadays, 12 years people will have diabetes, 30 years people will be having diabetes, and the 60 years people also will be having diabetes. Recently, some diseases like stress-induced diabetes. This is the commonest problem nowadays, which is coming due to the stress. And hypertension is also one of the common problems coming while we are having stress, and cardiac disorders as well. Next slide. And And the balanced diet. What is balanced diet? Balanced diet is nothing but having the proper nutritious food on proper time. So good nutrition will prevent 90% of all the diseases. Balanced diet is nothing but the combination of all the nutrients. Whatever we are eating, whenever we see the plate, that should be full of all the nutrients, so that it would be very helpful, and which is very essential for everyone. If the person is obese also, if the person is lean also, if the person is having some other problems also, most of the things is the people will invest their money on some other things like gyms, some other things like some slimming centers like that. If you invest your money on your food, that would be very much helpful for everyone. So 90% of the diseases will be cured with the food only. And when it comes to nutritious food, as we discussed in the previous slide, food which contains all the nutrients is nothing but nutritious food. The food is containing all the nutrients is also called as the balanced diet. So here there are 5 important nutrients. Water is a major nutrient. How it is important and why it is important, we'll discuss further. And carbohydrates, which is the most commonest thing in our South Indian food. Protein, lipids, vitamins and minerals. So in vitamins and minerals, all the micronutrients will be there. So these 5 are the major nutrients which we need to include in our balanced diet. So here is the water. It's a major nutrient, as I said, which is important for our hydration. If your body is hydrated, you may not land up with the fevers. You may not land up with the kidney problems at all. So your body has to be hydrated. Water plays a major role for kidney functioning and blood circulation also as well. Improper intake of water will lead to kidney problems as well as blood clotting. So this is the major nutrient which we can get everywhere. So we have to have water for at least 3 to 4 liters per day. If you are taking any other liquids like buttermilk, juices and all, so at least you have to take 3 liters and 1 to 1.5 liters of another liquids we have to include. So these are the foods to avoid for the healthy lifestyle. So junk foods, processed foods, leftover foods and excess non-veg. So junk foods, nowadays every people will have junk foods. So every parties will be having junk foods. It's not that much okay to be rejected also. If at all, sometimes if you want to have, you have a limited quantity. And after that, the next meal has to be adjusted so that it will be okay. Junk foods is not good for your health, but if it is any unavoidable situation to have junk, so such times you can have junk food in a limited quantity, and the next meal should be minimized, and it has to be limited. And the processed foods is nothing but all the chocolates, biscuits, whatever the refined foods which we are getting from the store, that is all the processed foods. We should not take the processed foods. Processed foods is more dangerous than the junk foods. Leftover foods. If we are having leftover foods in the night, more of the people will be having the food in the next time by keeping it hot. We should not do like that. Excess non-veg. Non-veg is also important for our body. So the thing is how much quantity we are taking and how we need to take, how our body will metabolize, that all the things to know from the expert, and then you have to take accordingly. Then it comes to oils. Oil should be the refined one which we use for cooking. So everyone will have the sesame oil, groundnut oil, everything will be there. But the thing is, few oils will be the tastier for few dishes, that we have to check once. My best suggestions for oil is refining oil, and it has to be only half liter for one person in a family. For example, if the family having 4 persons, so for one person it will be half liter, and 4 person has to be 2 liter for the whole month as per the WHO guidelines. Oil should not be reusable. So when we are using some junk foods like bondas or bhajis, something which we are using, so that oil should not be reused. So excess usage of oil will lead to increase the cholesterol levels and also lead to cardiac and digestive problems as well. So limited oil is always beneficial. So lipids is also important for our body. Lipids will be coming from another sources of the food. That also we have to capture. and we have to implement those things. Oil should be the refined one. Any refined oil, there's no choice for the companies and all. If you want to change the oils also, if you can change for every 2 months or 3 months. There's no mandatory to take any specific company, but it should be refined. Then the coronavirus. This pandemic presents many uncertainties. So we have seen the 3 waves of coronavirus. So the only thing is when we have the immunity, so when we have the immunity, everyone will be having the strength to fight against any diseases. So this pandemic this pandemic presents many uncertainties, and none of us can completely eliminate our risk of getting COVID. But maintaining a healthy diet tips to boost your immunity may give you an edge. The immunity is not the thing which we get at the time, which we get at a night, which we get at a day. So immunity is the thing which we need to build up from starting. So whenever you are having any immune boosters, you have to start, at least you start it from now. So it will take at least 6 to 7 months or 6 to 12 months to build your immunity so that it would be easy. So once again, I am telling immunity is not the thing which will get at a day or at a night. Let's follow these few things in our daily life. So here we have a short thing to remember like this. I have framed. So C stands for consume a healthy, varied, balanced diet. So we have to have a healthy, varied, balanced diet. As we have discussed in the previous slide, balanced diet is nothing but the combination of all the nutrients. So we have to see whether the nutrients is there for the food what we are eating, and opt for at least 5 portions of fruits and vegetables. Commonly, South Indians will be having the habit of eating 3 times a day. That is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is okay. That is good if you are maintaining 3 meals. But we have to add in between fruits and vegetables also. And along with the liquids, 7 to 8 portions of food in a day is suggestible. R stands for restricts the intake of salt and sugar. Sugar is nothing but a slow poison to our body. So if we need the sugar for a little bit, that is okay. If you are using more sugar, that could be a problem. Salt is also very essential to our body to form the electrolytes and all. But the thing is how much you need, that you have to calculate, and it should be minimal. Salt and sugar should be always minimal. And O stands for optimal intake of good quality protein and fat. As we have discussed, protein will be getting from the non-veg and all. And in veg also we'll be getting the protein. In pulses also we'll be getting the protein. But comparatively, protein will be more and fat will be more in non-veg than in the vegetables. And stands for no junk foods. A for avoid overeating or eating outside. If you are avoiding overeating or eating outside, there may be a less risk of landing up with the obesity or landing up with any GI disorders or gastric problems. Next. So validate your nutritional information with a qualified dietitian before you following a diet. So we'll be having the information in the every internet and in every website. The thing is, whatever we have kept in the internet also for after few days, it will be becoming as a guideline. So that is not the correct thing. When you are following a specific diet, anything, whether it may be the diet for weight loss, whether it may be the diet for any specific disease or for weight gain, whatever it may be. So whenever you are following any diet, you have to validate your nutritional information with a qualified dietitian so that it will be beneficial for you. Otherwise, it may be mislead you. Include more whole grains in your daily grain intake. So we have to include pulses, sprouts, salads, and everything in our daily life. So replenish your body with adequate water intake. And we have discussed in the previous slides about the water, why it is very much important. So we have to keep our body hydrated with adequate intake of water and other juices also as well. And U stands for unnecessary vitamin and mineral supplementation should not be used. So when the COVID has happened, everyone will be having the myth of having multivitamin tablets, multivitamin syrups. It is not necessary for everyone. So as I said, we can increase our immunity with the normal things, with the normal food, and with the normal food and with normal ingredients, what we are seeing in our home daily. So we can eat the food which is having micro and macronutrients. That is very much important, instead of using any vitamin and mineral supplementation. And S stands for stay active, de-stress, and sleep well. As we have discussed, 4 things is there: proper eating on time and proper sleeping on time and de-stress and physical activity. These has to be maintained. So these are the few immune boosters, so which we are seeing regularly in our home, but we may not aware. Make your food a priority to strengthen your immunity. So ginger, this is the general thing which we are using at our home. Any nuts like groundnuts we can take, almonds we can take, any dry fruits, it is having immune boosters. And then garlic, tulsi, fresh leaves, not dried one, it was fresh leaves. Vitamin C rich foods, omega-3 fatty acid sources like omega-3 fish liver oils and omega-3 flax seeds and chia seeds. These all the things contains omega-3 fatty acid sources. And drumstick leaves, this is the common thing which we are getting. Turmeric is a common thing which we are having at our home. Condiments and spices, sweet potato. These are the things which we see regularly, which is visible in our home regularly. So make a habit of eating anything at least you start today having at least 1 immune booster a day, so that it would be very useful for you all. Next. So here is the body mass index. Everyone should know that what is our body mass index and how it should be, what is the normal ranges of body mass index, everything we have to know. So body mass index is nothing but it is a calculation to know whether your height, whether your weight is correct to your height or not. So for example, I have taken here a person with having a height of 160 centimeters and weight of 60 kgs. So here we will be following the 2 steps. The formula for body mass index is present weight by height in meters square. So in step 1, we are converting the height from centimeters to meters square. If it is in feet and inches also, we have to convert it into meters square. So I have taken here 160 centimeters, which is easy for the calculation. Converting height from centimeters to meters square. So I have square rooted it and I got 2.56 meters square. And then the next step, I have applied the formula present weight by height in meters square. So here I have taken 60 kgs and 160 centimeters. So 60 by the height in meters square, it comes to 23.4 kg per meter square. Next slide. So we have discussed about the calculation of BMI, and this is the ranges of BMI. If the BMI is from 18.5 to 24.9 kg per meter square, that is normal BMI. We'll feel that this person is healthy. If it is less than 18.5, they can calculate. They'll be treated as underweight. If it is more than 24.9, that's from starting 25 to 29.9, we'll be treating as overweight. From 30, we'll calculate as obese. From 31 to 35, obese 2. From 35 to 40, obese 3. From 40, will be calculated as morbid obese or severe obese. Next thing. So here, ideal body weight. Ideal body weight will show that how much the weight should be there for your height. So here also, I have taken the person's height as 160 centimeters. So in this step, we have to minus 100. So from 160 centimeters, we have to minus 100. It is coming to 60 kgs. For any reference level, we should not keep any certain specific number. So we have to minus it. So 160 centimeters minus 100, it is around 60. We have to minus 5 from the 60. It is around 55 to 60. The ideal body weight of the person having 160 centimeters is around 55 to 60 kgs. Next slide. These are the few dietary tips which we need to maintain. Maintain small and frequent meals and maintain physical activity as well. So include fresh fruits and fruit juices. This is differ from patient to patient. This is differ from person to the person. Differ from the person likes and dislikes, and differ from the person's health condition. For such kind of few conditions, we should not give some fruits. For few conditions, we should not give some fruits. For example, if the patient is diabetic, for diabetic, we should not give high calorie fruits. And for normal person, they can have any fruit. So we have to differentiate and we have to check whether we have to take this or not. You need to have the expert opinion. Carry some fruits and veggies with you in between your work. So being working, sometimes we may not get the time to have breakfast, or sometimes we may not get the time to have lunch. So in between times, we have to keep some fruits and veggies so that it can be adjusted for every meal. So our meal should be 2 to 3 hours gap should be there. In the 2 to 3 hours, if you couldn't able to have your lunch on time or breakfast on time, you can adjust with these fruits and veggies. It will be taking more than take more than 5 minutes to eat. Try to take more water, which helps to keep your body hydrated. This is the most important thing. So avoid outside foods, avoid junk foods, reduce oil and salt intake. Don't have leftover food in the next day. This we have discussed already. Always have fresh curries. Avoid spicy and masala foods. Spices and masala is also important, but the thing is, we have to check whether it is suitable for us or not. Then we have to see. Always have limited food. Overeating may lead to abdominal distress and obesity, and less eating also may lead to malnourishment. The last thing, to eat is a necessity. So eating is a necessity for every human being, but to eat in proper manner is an art. So I think everyone is able to understand this. So whatever the food we are having, it should be in a balanced way and it should be on time so that it would be very useful for every person, and it is mandatory too. Next one. Here we end the session. If any questions, you can ask.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much for briefly explaining the importance of nutrition and healthy lifestyle.
Thank you.
We are having few questions, ma'am. Because this is a live streaming on YouTube and we are having a WhatsApp group too. So from there, questions will be there. I will just read for you.
Okay.
As you told, there is a unnecessary supplement should not be taken. So what criteria should be followed for supplementation?
Supplementation is not mandatory for everyone. It is varied from person to person. Okay. And the thing is, we have to know whether we have any specific thing we need to be implemented. For example, vitamin B12 deficiency is there. And for example, any iron deficiency is there. For such kind of things also, we can cope up with the food. So if it is very chronic, if it is very less in readings, then we can go for the supplementation. That is also based on the expert's opinion.
Okay. Next question. How can I read the nutrition levels on the nutritional foods?
So, nutritional levels.
Nutritional labels will be given on that nutritional foods. So how we can judge that one?
So that will be varied from the company to company. And as per the recognitions and World Health Organization, they will be getting some license from FSSAI. So when the composition is there on when the label is there on any food, so that was approved by FSSAI. So they'll check everything. And whether we have to check every label, because if, for example, if you are having a Dairy Milk chocolate of 40 rupees, like we can say 50 grams of chocolate or 25 grams of chocolate, for 25 grams of chocolate only, we'll be having 400 calories. That we need to check. And for the specific nutritional values for normal things which we are eating, that we'll be having the books in NIN. So we'll get the nutritional values from there.
One more questions, ma'am, in chat box.
Okay.
I will read for you. Ma'am, how does leftover food affect our body?
Leftover, there is some specific time for every food. So for the cooked food, or raw food, there is a specific time. For example, if you are having a tea, so whenever you have having a tea, so it can be taken after 1 hour also. We can heat it, but it could not be taken in the evening. But the thing is, why it is, bacterial growth will be there. So for specific food, some time will be there for the bacterial growth. So bacteria will grow in that food. Fungal infections also may occur. So because for that thing, we shouldn't eat. For
Okay.
example, tea we can take after 2 hours. If any liquid we have prepared, that we can take up to 6 hours. If we have prepared the food in the morning, you can take up to evening dinner also. But it should not reach. It is depending upon the food to food.
Okay, ma'am, one more question. How does, do we have any superfood which could lower the stress level?
So there's no such kind of foods as such. The thing is, whatever you are eating, you have to eat on time. So as I said, 4 things will be there. You have to eat on time and you have to sleep on time. Sleep is also very much important to reduce the stress levels. So for some people, 6 hours sleep is enough. For some people, 8 hours sleep is enough. For the people who is having migraine, headaches and all, they need to sleep at least for 10 hours. These 4 factors will be there: proper sleep, proper food on time. Food on time is important, and also proper food on time is also important. Physical activity. These 3 will be very useful to reduce the stress levels. There's no such superfoods as such.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it's very true. One more question. Dr. Rajesh Sharma want to know whether the allopathic medicine can be taken with Ayurvedic medicine for diabetes type 2.
As I know, it is not suggestible because the molecules will be different in allopathy and Ayurvedic as well. The thing is, when the food is also varied, when we are taking allopathic medicine and when we are taking Ayurvedic medicine, so it could not be clubbed.
Okay, it is not advisable. Okay.
It is not as advisable.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, next question. That is actually that question came in my mind also. Okay. Because nowadays the trend is going off cold press oil. So can we replace cold press oil with refined oil?
You can take cold pressed oils also, but as I said, it should be a combination. If you want to have the refined oils, you can change if 1 month you can take the refined oil and 1 month you can have the cold pressed oil. You will only get to know the change. So you have to see which is suitable to you. Okay. Which is okay for you. Then you have to continue with that.
This is a very innocent question from students. Okay. How does our diet affect our memory, and which food will help us to boost our memory?
So obviously our diet will affect our memory. So when we are not having the proper food, our metabolism will be completely reversible. So if you are sleeping in the midnight around 12 and 1 o'clock, you are having your breakfast at 10 or 11 in the morning, there will be a long gap. So obviously that will be affect the memory. The thing is, proper food should be there on proper time. Obviously, if you need to have your breakfast by 8:30. So if you are having your breakfast at 10 o'clock, 2 hours difference will be there, right? Gastric juices will be forming in our body. So that signal will go into our brain, right? So that disturbs our brain also as well. Okay. So obviously, if your brain is disturbing, our memory also will be less. That will affect.
Ma'am, I will take this as the last question. Okay. So that because of time constraint, so many feedback and questions are coming in chat box.
Okay.
Diabetic patients, if they consume fruits, there is a rise in blood glucose level, or so what can they do?
Actually, the thing is, there is such specific foods like apple, guava, papaya, such fruits which is having low glycemic index, they can be consumed. But if sugar levels that is post-lunch sugar levels, if it is rising about 200 above, if it is beyond 200 mg per dl, every fruit should be avoided because every fruit is rich in glycemic index. Every fruit is rich in what we can say, fiber is also will be there and sugars also will increase. So that is depending upon the sugar levels. So already if the sugar is increasing, if you are adding any fruit, again the sugar levels will increase. So that is depending upon the parameters.
Okay. I'm so that actually now so many questions are coming in chat box and feedbacks also coming in chat box. You can see the feedback. Excellent session, very good session. Everyone is present for the session. Thank you very much for this excellent session. I will just note down the questions and will try to mail you all the questions in all these questions and revert back to the students, those who are asking the question. Thank you very much, ma'am, for this excellent session. Literally, so many small doubts you cleared, and it's been very brief manner. That is very good thing for us. Okay. Thank you very much. And now I would like to invite our principal sir. Principal sir.
Yes, madam. I am.
Yes, sir, please offer a token of appreciation and ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, dietitian Geetarani madam, for spending your valuable time and enlightening our students and all the participants about the diet and the importance of food habits as well as the healthy lifestyle. Hope our students and all the participants must have enjoyed well, and you have explained like our regular class. So it was very useful, or it's like a very simple class type. It's not a seminar that we cannot understand, madam. So really you explained very well in a simplest way. So hope all will make use of these tips and run a healthy lifestyle. So with these few words, I thank I thank you wholeheartedly on behalf of all the participants, you madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank
you. To appreciate your valuable time, we kindly accept this memento and the certificate as a token of appreciation from our institution, and hope we'll call you to the off-campus webinar also, and you can spend more time, and we'll have our students also will have a good interaction. Hope soon we'll invite you to our campus also, madam. Kindly accept these certificates and memento.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for the opportunity.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, one and all.